We've probably all heard about 5G, the next generation of cellular service. Some carriers tout speeds 25 times faster than what we have today. 5G promises to be more reliable and have better connectivity, higher quality, and lower latency or lag time than the current technology.
It will enable much quicker connectivity for those types of cloud-based applications. You'll have instant access virtually.
But how much faster do we need for our cell phones? 5G will be for a lot more than phones. For instance, downloading movies that took more than 5 minutes will download in seconds. The new technology will help with the current needs for e-learning and work from home and much more.
What is predicted is that 5G is going to just change the way you engage with social media, public safety. Is there a wreck ahead? Will you get that information quicker? 5G will enable many kinds of devices, such as robots, drones, security cameras, cars, automated, autonomous vehicles. The information my kids would die without are video games and, online gaming. They'll have real-time interactive, no lag, no latency in those engagements. So it changes how we engage in sports, how we view sports or shopping. It's basically going to touch anything and everything that we do with our smartphones, our smart devices. Another field that they really think that will benefit from this is augmented reality or virtual surgery. Remote areas that don't have doctors right now, they could have access to a surgeon that's hundreds of miles away for a life-saving treatment. What we're hearing is that basically you would have a surgeon in another part of the country controlling the actual devices that did the surgery. So it would almost be like they were remote piloting a drone or just guiding a surgeon that is there potentially. That's probably more near term. The other is probably more longer term, where you've got a device that can be that precise.
So what is 5G's impact to communities?
Building the 5G network to support all that is going to be a monumental infrastructure project. It's going to have some substantial impacts on our economy.
According to a report by a consulting firm, Accenture, they expect approximately 2 million jobs and $420 billion in annual GDP from 5G.
We're not talking about a small thing here. This is one of those shifts that we will see. Not tomorrow, though. It's not like a light switch. We can't turn it on and off. It will take time to roll out this infrastructure.
And there are other impacts as well. Some people have concerns.
Radio frequency electromagnetic radiation is embedded in so many of the devices, whether it's in our homes, our offices, our phones, things that have become ubiquitous in life. Sorting out one piece of all of this exposure is really a bit of a daunting challenge for the epidemiologist.
5G operates differently than earlier versions of cellular services. It uses multiple radio frequencies, including those in the higher bands. Because the waves are high frequency, they don't travel as far, and physical objects get in the way. Now, instead of a few very large cell towers with 5G, there will be many more smaller poles needed to get coverage. And as 5G is installed, there will be some disruptions to neighborhoods as they install the fiber connections. Some people have been concerned about the health aspects, but the jury is still out on 5G. The effects of 5G have not been very well studied yet.
Clearly we don't have human epidemiological studies because this is not out in the marketplace, and we're not probably ever going to have epidemiological studies focused specifically on 5G. Even if somebody set out to do a large enough animal study now, it would take years to have the results. I'm making an analogy to tobacco smoking and lung cancer. If you go back to the 30s, we began to suspect that there was an epidemic of lung cancer. Rates were going like that. Doctors were seeing more. Some speculated that maybe it was smoking. But Camel became the first mass-marketed cigarette in 1913, and it wasn't until 1950 that we really had the first definitive studies on smoking and lung cancer. It'd certainly be good if we had the right research in place to know if we're going to potentially face health consequences in the future.
With all the various aspects of 5G, consumer demand for better, faster cellular service has increased, and technology continues to meet the demand.
But it sure is going to satisfy the consumer's demand. You've got this exponential growth in the number of mobile devices and devices that rely on interfacing with the internet. And those applications require higher speed, and the existing infrastructure can't support it. So it's becoming necessary, it's becoming an expectation that access, that ability to have a much more robust and virtual, if you will, experience is a lot of what consumers are demanding.
Also, the state of Colorado's broadband office needs your help. You can take a speed test for your current broadband on the state's website. This will help the office populate bandwidth speed and broadband data. Then take a few moments and tell them how broadband has impacted your life and changed the way you've been able to manage during this time of COVID.